Good evening and welcome back to Stratton Myers Park here in Green River, Wyoming. Game number 4 of day number 2. It's the championship semifinal of the district tournament featuring the Cody Cubs taking on the Lovell Mustangs. Two foes in the Single A Northwest facing off for a spot in the district title game tomorrow, taking on the Powell Pioneers. Well, we know what the situation is. It's pretty cut and dry. We'll tell you all about it when we come back after this. You're tuned in to the 2024 Single A Districts, West District Tournament, live on mylocalradio.com.
Get back to feeling your best with Evanston Regional Hospital Physical Therapy. If you find yourself struggling with pain or limited mobility in your everyday life, your recovery starts here. With a personalized treatment plan just for you, our experienced physical therapists will help you every step of the way to reach your goals and get back to doing what you love. Call us today to schedule an appointment. Evanston Regional Hospital, helping you get your life back.
With 25 years of successful industry experience, Mountain West Business Solutions looks forward to providing all of our customers with exceptional service, industry-leading technology, and a one-of-a-kind buying experience. Having your office equipped with the right technology makes all the difference in the world. With a lower cost per print, we will supply you with the right technology for the best price. Great people, great products, and great service. Mountain West Business Solutions.
And we welcome you back to Stratton Myers Ballpark. Elan Olliff coming to you live from Green River. As soon Chance Bond will be coming in doing play-by-play. I'll be providing color commentary for him, as we'll be also on the radio and in Cody at KODI as the Cody Cubs take on the Lovell Mustangs. Should be a fun matchup. Here is the situation. You win this game, you have punched your ticket to the district title game where you will get a chance to do battle with the reigning district champions, Powell, for the number 1 seed out of the West going into next week's state tournament in Powell. If you lose this game, you're playing Riverton tomorrow at 10 a.m. and a winner moves to state, loser goes home to try to get yourself into that 3rd place game to compete for the number 3 seed at the state tournament for the West. Earlier today, we saw Riverton beat Rollins, final score 10-0 there. Then we had a forfeit, Saratoga to Green River. And then in our first semifinal, the reigning state champions beat the Evanston Outlaws. Powell Pioneers beat the Evanston Outlaws, I should say. Final score 13-3. This is the first game for the Cody Cubs in the district tournament, as they took the forfeit to from Saratoga yesterday. And for the Lovell Mustangs, it is the second game of the district tournament for them, as they won a well-earned 2-1 victory over the hosts Green River Knights. And each team finds themselves one game away from the district tournament. And most importantly, you win this game, you are in the state tournament next week, and you'll be heading to Powell. Well, that is the situation, and that's how things look. When we come back, we'll have more for you to get ready for first pitch, which should be in a few minutes. You're turned in to the 2024 Single A West District Tournament, live on mylocalradio.com, all part of the My Local Radio Sports Network.
Farming requires working with the right equipment. At Covelo Auto Farm Service, you will find the right size tractor, tractor accessories, cattle chutes, and calf corrals for all your farming needs. Covelos has all your auto needs as well. From fluids to belts to protection for your hands, they've got you covered. Covelos also offers a service center for your truck and tractors in one convenient location. Covelos is your one-stop farm and auto shop. Stop in and see them today at 80 Reese Road. Covelos Auto Farm Service.
Freeway Tire offers a nationwide service protection plan that covers service parts and labor on select systems, keeping your vehicle on the road. Plus, it includes coverage for towing, lockout service, flat tire changing, fuel, oil, and water delivery service, and jump starts. Knowing that your vehicle is covered at over 50,000 dealer locations nationwide provides that peace of mind wherever you are. Get the details. Visit Freeway Tire and ask about the service protection plan. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
In the past, when you needed a crown, it took multiple appointments and a mouthful of goop to create a mold of your teeth. Those days are gone. Bear River Dental has equipment that gets your crown done in one appointment.
So this is the scanner for our same-day crowns, and as you can see, we go through, we scan it, and then we're able to design exactly what your crown's going to look like, and then we send that to the mill, and it's going to cut it out. It's going to look just like it's shown on the screen.
The same-day crown machine builds your new crown for a perfect fit. Same-day crowns are one of the many services offered at Bear River Dental in Evanston. Call today to schedule an appointment.
And it looks like we're going to get started early, so we're going to throw it over to Chance Bond for our starting lineups, and I'll be joining him on color commentary. Here he is via KODI.
So thanks a lot, Elan, as we're getting ready to go into a little quicker start than we've seen. Again, we had a finished up yesterday, or finished up earlier, about an hour early. The wind is something else right now. Here's the nice thing about the wind, though, as we start looking at that. The wind is blowing from home plate to center field.
Yeah.
This is going to send some balls. It's a short porch to begin with. It is shallow out there. Is it 310 straightaway center, 305s down the lines. I'm predicting a hit fest today, almost home run derby style today.
It just might, but I don't know. I don't know if Lovell's going to get much of a chance because Cody's got their ace out there. Bo White has sent the message that this game is the most important game.
That's exactly right, and I like that tone that he sets there, is that we need to win one. We win one and we're in. We don't need to win the state championship tomorrow, but we definitely need to try to win it today. We'll go into the lineups real quick. Again, this is already lightning fast. Jacob Bischoff will lead off. For the Mustangs, we'll see Carlos Rodriguez and Tucker Jackson, 1, 2, 3 in the order. We'll finish this up as Schroeder throws a ball high. In the infield for the Cubs, we'll see Dominic Phillips at first base, Miles Bailey at second, Eli Johnson at shortstop, and Cannon Phillips at third. Gonna pitch down low for ball 2. We'll get the outfield, Wyatt Carlson in left field, Trey Thomason in center, and Will Duke in right field. Again, Trey Schroeder is on the mound, and behind the dish, his battery mate, Jace Jarrett. And that is the lineup for the Cubs. In the outfield, 2-0 to Bishop. Again with the, we'll go. The 4-5-6 is Alex Hedges, Leif Files, and Cash Westmer. The 7, 8, and 9, Owen Walker, Blake Wilson, and Matthew Newman. Wilson will pitch today. That is going to be, it's 2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes on your batter, Bischoff. And Schroeder, left-handed pitcher for the Cubs. That'll be popped into right field. Will's got to float out to it. He'll get a glove on it, but it'll bounce out. Bischoff around first, going to second. He'll hold up there, and that will be a single. We'll see. We'll wait to what the official on that is, but it did go in and out of the glove of Will Duke.
I think they'll probably give him a single on that. Good piece of hitting there by Bischoff. Has to didn't try to do too much. Just went opposite field, was able to get it. They do call it an error, by the way. So that's a big start for Lovell.
So that'll bring up Carlos Rodriguez again. We talked to Coach Bo White about Rodriguez, and he's a heck of a ball player. Shortstop Eli's going to get to it, go over to first base. A little high, but Dominic Phillips able to bring that ball down and get the out at first base. Dominic is a unique player at first base. He does the splits like the ballerina. In fact, if you go to our Facebook page, there's a picture of him doing those very splits on the KODI Facebook page. But the Cubs, and again, the wind is the ones that are back home, and Cody can kind of understand this. It is a Cody wind today, as the wind is just howling through here. I don't even know the speed of the wind right now. The last thing I read was at 14 miles an hour, but this feels like it's gusting up to 20. 1 out, runner at second base. Schroeder's going to bring it. That'll be a popper, and that will end up losing gas and foul ball. Tucker Jackson at the plate now for Lovell. No balls, 2 strikes, there's 1 out. And Bischoff at second. Schroeder is going to pay no mind to Bishop at all. I'll take a quick look at it. Miles Bailey trying to hold him on back there. It'll be popped again. Strike 3 and a 3-pitch strikeout. Here in this, Elan, if Schroeder gets going early, it may be lights out early.
I was about to say the impression I'm getting on the mound is he's not wasting any time. He's not wasting any energy. He's just trying to go out there and get the job done right here, right now.
That'll bring up Alex Hedges right now, the third baseman for the Mustangs. And Schroeder not paying any mind at all to Bishop at second base, as there's not even a cat and mouse as Johnson's not trying to hold him on. Bailey a little bit, but not to the extent that you would see as Bischoff tries to take a little bit of a larger lead out there. Johnson doesn't like that. He'll come up, and Schroeder will deliver to the plate. 1-1 count now on Hedges.
Beautiful looping curveball there that just drops in on Hedges there.
Their fastball up, and that will be out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at second. Schroeder will throw his out pitch here to try to end this inning. Hedges rattles the bat around. Schroeder brings it, and that'll be popped up center field. Tomlinson, and that is gone.
Whoa. That looked like a routine just fly ball, and that thing just went into the Wyoming vortex, got sucked up, spun around, and dropped over the outfield wall.
And it was hit so clear that Thomas in the center field looked up and just kind of stopped and kind of admired it. He knew it was gone. In fact, straightaway center right now, there's 2 cars and a group of folks that are up there. They have a closer shot at that ball than anybody else. And the 2-run home run from Alex Hedges gives the Lovell Mustangs an early lead here in the top of the first inning. 2 outs, and Leif Files will step into the box against Schroeder. Schroeder, ball high, and it's almost like he was going for an out pitch, but it was a fastball on that, and it was almost like Hedges knew what was coming. I mean, he scooped that ball, and it went, and it almost from the crack of the bat.
That is a huge get for Lovell to have an early lead like this.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Schroeder, he doesn't get rattled usually, so things like that aren't going to get to him. He'll just settle back into himself. They got a point. I don't know if he called a balk or.
No, I think Leif called the timeout.
All right. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. As the umpire pointed at Schroeder like a curveball hits his spot there. Schroeder, all of his pitches are working here. I think that he thought he was going to get an out with Hedges, and Hedges just knew it was coming and drove it far. And Schroeder now the 1-2 count. Ball high and outside. 2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces across the board. 2-0, Lovell with the early lead here at the top of the first inning. Schroeder gets a strikeout there, and he'll head to the dugout with 2 strikeouts in that inning. That'll end with the 2-run homer by Alex Hedges. Lovell 2, the Cubs coming up to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. We'll be right back here on KODI Radio as well as mylocalradio.com.
The strategic plan for Una County School District Number 4 states, through collaboration with the entire learning community, our mission is to instill problem-solving skills in our students that will translate to a rapidly changing global environment. We work to accomplish this by constantly improving student achievement, improving student academic and behavioral skills with a district that operates efficiently and effectively. Uintah County School District Number 4, excellence in teaching, opportunity through learning.
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
Wyoming, as we're at Stratton Myers Park here for the Wyoming Single A Legion West Conference Championships. We're in the semifinal round. Winner of this moves on and will play at the state tournament in Powell next week. It starts next Saturday. Cody trying to put themselves in it. They put their ace on the hill with the thought that they wanted this win. Figured that they didn't have to play a state championship today. They needed to get to a state championship today. We'll see now for the Cubs. We'll start off with Jace Jarrett leading off. Trey Thomason batting second. Trey Schroeder will bat third. Dominic Phillips batting cleanup for the Cubs. Wyatt Carlson batting fifth. Will Duke will bat sixth. Seventh batter will be Eli Johnson. 8, Cannon Phillips. And 9, Miles Bailey. No changes in that lineup as for all season. This has been the lineup for the bulk of the season. For the Lovell Mustangs, on the hill will be Blake Wilson, and Wassmeyer will be behind the plate. So traditional lineup also for these Mustangs. Jace Jarrett will step into the box. He will play college baseball at Dawson College, as well as Dom Phillips. 5 of these Cubs in the starting lineup will play college ball with Blake with the first delivery. And that'll be ball low as it hits the front of the plate and goes all the way back to the screen. And that'll be ball 1 to Jace Jarrett. Jace, 3 home runs on the season. Again, with this wind, he's a contact hitter, but you put this ball in the air at all, Elan, and I have a feeling it's just going to go.
Well, that's what Alex Hedges did. He put it in the air, and it just took off.
1-1 on Jace Jarrett, as Jarrett is a solid leadoff hitter for the Cubs all season long. Again, line drive contact hitter. He'll go 1. He'll look up to see if he can round 2, but he'll stop there. If people don't know, and we're also, so KODI, we're also simulcast on mylocalradio.com, but so a larger listening audience for us today. But if people don't know, Jace Jarrett was on the 4x100 state champion record-holding 4A relay team that, again, just hit a state record. He was the second leg of that. So speed is up his alley, and it will take him probably 2-3 pitches to go shake hands with Coach Bo White at third base. And as well that knows this is Blake Wilson on the hill, and he'll try to keep Jace as close to that as he can. Thomason will foul tip it back. Thomason also, he serves with the military, looking to get into a college opportunity, but he does serve the National Guard. Didn't play last weekend against Powell. Cody get the Game 1 win that really sealed the district for them and gave them 1 seed. And Thomason, not able to be there, but a huge factor on this team and a big part of the success of the Cubs this season. Ball low from Blake Wilson. It'll be 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike against Thomason. Trey Schroeder on deck with the ever ominous cloud that Dominic Phillips brings. He leads the state of Wyoming in home runs, and I cannot wait to see what he does in this ballpark. I'm a little giddy, maybe a little partial. But we ball low. So 2 balls and 1 strike. We'll see. No outs. Jace Jarrett over at first, taking his time over there. He's got the green light. He doesn't need the signal from Coach White to go. He kind of goes when he is comfortable. He takes a traditional lead, doesn't need a huge lead over there, but he's going now and looks for a pop fly. He's going to have to hold up. That'll be at the wall and caught in left field by Newman. His back was against the wall and the fence there. And Thomason with a long, high pop fly. If he gets it more center field, that wind would help him help that out.
Although it does feel like when we saw Hedges hit that homer, that the wind was howling.
Yes.
It does feel like it's kind of died down just a little bit here.
And as you say that, everything is
starting to come up, yeah.
That'll bring up Trey Schroeder. Trey Schroeder again hits over 400 for the Cubs. One of the best hitter average-wise on this team. And he'll be a left-handed batter for the Cubs. He'll see ball one outside. Jace Jarrett again. So kind of the anatomy of a breakdown of a steal. Jace Jarrett does it a little bit different than most. Most of them are looking for on that front foot of the pitcher to cross that back shin before they go. Jace just looks for movement of the foot as soon. And so sometimes it looks like he's going early, and he is tough to get out. He'll get down, and that'll be a stolen base for Jace Jarrett. He almost takes off in the middle of the throw. It looked like it was on that because he's just waiting for that front foot to move, and he'll go.
Yeah, that was a very early takeoff, but he timed it perfectly, easily in there. Good job there by Jarrett to get that base stolen.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Trey Schroeder at bat for the Cody Cubs. We'll do the defense for the Lovell Mustangs. It's quick. This has been a real quick pace here for this top of the first 3. And they're all swinging early and swinging off. In the outfield for the Mustangs, from left to right, Newman, Jackson, Tucker Jackson, and Walker in right field. Blake Wilson on the hill, and Wasmer behind the plate. We'll get the infield here after this pitch. The ball outside. Leif Files playing first base. Jacob Bischoff at second. Carlos Rodriguez is at shortstop, and Alex Hedges at third base for the Mustangs. Solid infield there. 3-1 count on Trey Schroeder. Runner at second base, Jace. We'll see ball 4 for Schroeder, and that'll put two runners on for the Cubs with, again, Dominic Phillips at bat. He has the most unique approach of any player I've seen. He stands on the plate, essentially. He'll put his toes on that line, and he will not move. He wants pitches where he wants the pitches. He dictates the at-bats. I've talked to this young man many, many times. He is as aggressive in that box as any player I've seen, and he will not move. He will take a hit, and it really upsets him because he wants the at-bat, and he hates to walk. We ball outside. Jace is going to steal third fairly easily. And that is exactly the kind of Cubby baseball that Coach White likes to see, is movement. And we got a runner in scoring position. We'll go first and thirds as Wasmeyer will come out and he'll give his call. Many things can happen here, but one of the things that the Cubs like to do is that they'll send Schroeder about halfway, forcing Blake to come off of the hill and force them, and on that, with the speed of Jarrett at third, he'll go ahead and take off towards home. And it is a common move for the Cubs as Schroeder is just baiting Blake on that. We popped up, and this a lot of yard in there. We talked about that, Elan.
Yeah.
Is how much grass there is between the lines, and there's a lot of playing space in there.
Yeah, there's about 15, 20 yards between the lines and the fence, and there's a lot of area to make a play. There's a lot of area for balls to get away and for runners to move. It's one of those ballparks.
And a short porch, 310 straightaway center, 305 down the lines. So you look at a guy like Dominic Phillips who has hit balls over 400 feet. With home runs in Miles City, 420 straight away there. Curveball doesn't turn over, and Phillips will look at ball 1. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strikes on Phillips. Wyatt Carlson on deck. Blake looking at Jace over at third. Schroeder's going to take off, pops up. Schroeder's going to have to come back. That's not going to get enough as that dropped on that. So Schroeder turns around. He was going to tag up, headed back to first, but the ball was dropped. That'll be an E9 as Walker. Looks like that wind to carry. That is a tough place to play. When that wind starts picking up, that ball does all kinds of crazy stuff. As it's 8 ounces and it will float around in the air. That brings up Wyatt Carlson for the Cubs with runners at first and second. Carlson is also one of those other batters approach. He will not move. He's been hit 38 times this season. And we'll strike 1 on Carlson. No balls, one strike, one out. Runners at first and second. Cubs split the lead in half, 2-1 here in the bottom of the first inning. Blake Wilson on the hill. That'll bounce off the front of plate and get loose from Wasmer. And Schroeder will steal third. So the runners advance for the Cubs. Dominic Phillips ends up at second, Schroeder at third. So runners in scoring position. Wyatt Carlson puts anything in the alley. And 2 runs probably cross. Both Dominic and Schroeder have speed on the bases. Carlson looking to park one. He's got power and has the ability to drive runs in. He's in the 5-hole, and you think sometimes in the 5-hole with that, behind him is Will Duke. Will Duke also has power, and we'll see behind him Eli Johnson, who also has power. Eli Johnson has a grand slam, a walk-off grand slam this season as well. So they're looking at every, except 1 through 9 on this Cubs team has power. Dominic, of course, having the most, but the Cody Cubs lead the state of Wyoming in home runs as a team. They have 25 on the season. Wyatt goes down to get that one, and that will be, again, room out there. And did that drop?
Yeah, it's foul.
And that drops foul. And a long strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Wyatt is one of those, and this sounds, for whatever it sounds like, but a great bad ball hitter. I mean, something that's high or something that's low, he'll go get it and put it somewhere. We've seen him do it many times in all season long. Just a really good contact hitter will go get a ball. He did, and I'll say this, 3 balls, 2 strikes on him. He took a Brock Johnson fastball off and got ear hold at 91 miles an hour and got up, went to first base. The thing he was upset about the most in that, third strike, dropped, and that'll be out number 2. The thing that upset him the most about that is it broke his helmet.
Those are not cheap.
No, that's what he was upset about. Brock was trying to go, are you okay? Okay. He looks down and goes, you broke my helmet. 2-1 Cubs trail Mustangs with the hedge home run that scored 2. We'll put Will Duke in the box. That was I thought something else was coming type swing. Trying to get some contact. One of the things I like about Will Duke is he's old school style. Doesn't wear batting gloves, doesn't wear elbow pads, doesn't wear shin guards, just goes up to bat and swings it. We foul ball 0-2 quickly. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. Cubs would desperately like to get one of those 2 on the base to tie this ball game up. With 2 strikes here, it'll be difficult.
I feel like we got to give some props to Wilson over on the mound right now. He's been under duress pretty much this entire inning. Oh, yeah, 1 run comes in, but he's got a chance to get back to the dugout with the lead.
I mean, that was a lumberjack kind of swing, maybe a 9-iron style even, and he just pops it into foul territory. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He talked to him before. He's had multiple home run games where he's had multiple home runs in a game. We talked to him about those, and his approach on that is that there's a pitch. He's looking for something outside about belt level. Isn't that what everybody's looking at? 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. But Will will try to get a pitch that he can drive somewhere.
Oh.
And then hit by a pitch. The Cubs load the bases, and we'll bring Eli Johnston up to bat for the Cubs.
Well, Wilson's in a bit of a jam here. He's going to have to – he's got to pitch to him. He can't hit. He can't walk. Go ahead and deliver it in the zone and try to trust that defense. You got a great defense behind you if you're Wilson. If you're Cody, you got a golden opportunity to kind of take advantage and take back momentum of this game that was stolen early by that Alex Hedges 2-run shot.
Eli Johnson is capable of. He has power. He has hit a grand slam at Cubby Field, and Cubby Field is 370. So 310 seems within reach. But I feel like in some of the situations that they're all trying to hit home runs.
Yeah, I think you see the numbers at this ballpark and your eyes kind of light up, and you have people kind of swinging a little for the fences.
The ball as it bounces off the plate. I got 2-0.
Yep.
2 balls, no strikes is, if I don't remember it, I got scorekeeper beside me, but game changer a little behind, and the score a little behind. So I gotta be on my game here. 3-0. And I got Elan flashing me signals, so I appreciate that. Bases loaded, Cubs with 2 outs. 3-0 count on Eli Johnson.
Ooh.
That'll be ball 4, and that'll walk in a run. And Coach Jamison is going to come out and talk to Blake as it is a tie ball game. Wilson at 31 pitches. So it'll be interesting. 31 is that spot where he can pitch, not tomorrow, but he could pitch. And the other part of that is that at this point, would it make a difference because you don't play until next Saturday?
I was about to say, the state tournament starts a week from today. I think you're striking matches and burning them at this point.
So he'll keep Blake on the hill.
And it's a tie ball game. You have not lost the lead. You can still get out of this inning with it right where you started at the first inning. Tie game. And you know you can put runs up. So just take a deep breath. Get this out. Not the end of the world. Even if you do go down 1, you know you can put runs up.
Cannon Phillips up. 15-year-old Cannon Phillips, the brother of Dominic Phillips, as he sees strike 1. Cannon is in his 8 hole. This is a common spot for him. If he gets runners on, he hits over 600 with runners on base. He's got 64 RBIs on the season as well. This is a spot that this 15-year-old can hit. You saw watching this kid start maturing. And Miles Bailey, who's on deck, also a 15-year-old for the Cubs. Bases loaded. Blake in the full windup. He'll deliver. We ball low. Nice stop by Westmer. Anything that gets by will score Dominic from third. We got 2-1 on Cannon Phillips. He's a similar hitter to Jace Jarrett, just a line drive type hitter. That one popped up to right field. Walker trying to get underneath it, and he does, and that'll be out number 3. Very minimal damage done as Lovell kind of escapes one. Cody does tie the ball game 2-2. As we go to the top of the second inning, we'll see the Lovell Mustangs come back. We'll be right back here on KODI as well as simulcast on mylocalradio.com.
At Uintah County School District number 6, each student is important. Each student has different interests. Each student has unique talents and areas for growth and development. We love and appreciate each student, and we work hard to make sure we are meeting the needs of each student so that when we all come together, we create a powerful school district filled with individual students headed for success. Uintah County School District number 6 in Lyman. It's a great day to be an Eagle.
Out here, we've always worked remote. Out here, stress usually refers to the pull on a rope. Where a stroll in the city is also a stroll in the great outdoors. Where work is a way of life, and life is good. Out here, the backyards are big, and the deals, they're even bigger. This is southwestern Wyoming, and it's where you can get the biggest deals on a vehicle you want with plenty of hometown hospitality. Heritage Auto, your hometown dealer with the biggest deals.
Tie ball game going into the top of the second inning as small ball by the Cubs and a great job by Alex Hedges hit a 2-run shot for the Lovell Mustangs as we'll go back to KODI.
Welcome to KODI, Chance Bonham, along with Elan, Olliff. Did I get it right? All right. We're going 6, 7, 8 as Washmer, as well as Owen Walker. We'll see Blake Wilson as well, the pitcher for the Mustangs. Cash will see strike. Well, I call ball outside.
Yeah, that one just a little bit outside that window. This umpire definitely keeping the strike zone tight, as you'd want to see here at the district tournament
level, right? Schroeder on the hill. He'll deliver left-handed style, and he'll go ball 2. Is that in that window? You're right. Is that might be belt high to number high? We might not go to the knees, thigh area.
There you go.
There's a strike there in the same area. And I feel like sometimes I'm a little bit off. 1 ball, 2 strike. Excuse me, 2 balls, 1 strike. But a pitcher has an out pitcher, a spot that he's trying to hit. If he can get called to that area, a lot of times you'll see a good game out of him. That'll be over to second base. Miles with the toss to first for out number 1. Miles Bailey with a smooth leather glove over at second. But if you start hitting those spots, Elan, and you get those calls in those spots that you're comfortable with, and I think at that time that rhythm starts going. Schroeder's one of those kind of guys. He starts hitting a spot and it starts going his way. It'll be a long day for the Mustangs. See Owen Walker, he'll pop it up into center field. Trey's trying to get down to it. He does as he catches it right at the fence. He almost ran out of room on that one.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot shorter. You mentioned 370 over at Cubs Field, so that's a 60 feet shorter, and that fence is going to come up a whole lot quicker than you're used to. Good job there by him to kind of have that body awareness to not go colliding with the wall.
And he does the archer back to Eli Johnson as they congratulate each other. That'll bring up pitcher Blake Wilson for the Mustangs. Strike 1 called. Pitcher v. pitcher here as the left-handed Schroeder brings it ball high. Did he call that a ball?
He did.
All right. He's using the same hand for both the strikes and the ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And Schroeder, he'll bring it. Schroeder playing his college baseball. He'll leave about August 15th, he says. He'll go and meet up with his brother at Colby College in Kansas as Jackson Schroeder will welcome his brother with open arms. It's over to second again. Miles Bailey with a nice toss, and Bailey, the junior. 2 of the 3 outs belong to him. We'll go to the bottom of the second inning. Mustangs 2, Cubs 2. We'll be right back here on KODI Radio, simulcast on mylocalradio.com.
Our community. We love it, we live it, we support it. Trona Valley is your local credit union, and we're proud to invest in relationships that go far beyond banking. We're proud to invest in the lives of our young members and their participation in sports. You're champions in our community, and we're here to support you all the way, on a court, on the field, or elsewhere. Together, let's develop lifelong, successful financial habits. You got this. We're here for you. Trona Valley, member NCUA, TronaValley.com.
Bottom of the second inning as the Cubs and the Mustangs tied 2-2 on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard. Big thank you to Heritage Auto of Evanston for sponsoring our scoreboard and Union for sponsoring our broadcast booth today. As right now, Newman back out on the mound, trying to see if he can hold this potent Cody Cubs offense at bay and keep this to a 2-2 game, as any minute now we'll be throwing it back to Chance Bond, and we'll go ahead and throw it back to him now.
Yep. Thank you, Elan. As we'll see the 9-1-2 for the Cubs. Leading off will be Miles Bailey. Behind Miles, we'll go to the top of the lineup with Jace Jarrett and Trey Thomason. As Wilson remains on the hill for the Mustangs. 2-2 tie ball game. We're at the bottom of the second inning. And Bailey, who made the couple outs this last inning at second base. And wait for the delivery from Blake. Blake delivers. Strike 1 called. 0-1. The lineup for the Lovell Mustangs, Carlos Rodriguez at shortstop is at the front infield grass, 2-0. And almost to the point he's just cutting off any of the angles.
Yeah.
We've also, over at third base, Hedges is right at the grass level as well. Right side of the infield a little bit deeper, and that'll be popped up into center field. And that drops into the glove of Tucker Jackson for out number 1.
You know what? I just might say that the wind might be with Lovell today, as the wind really was responsible for that home run. The wind was responsible for hanging that ball up there for as long as it was for Tucker to have to just make that play as easily as he did.
I think I saw some graham cracker and some marshmallows out there because he was camping.
Yeah, it was the wind just kind of held that thing up there, and he's like, okay, I know where it's dropping, and just a crafty veteran move.
Jace Jarrett now will step into the box for the Cubs. He'll see ball 1 as Jarrett responsible for one of the scores for the Cubs in the bottom of the first inning. Jarrett, again, a contact hitter. He'll drive it and does exactly what you want a leadoff hitter to do. He'll get on base, and he'll move around to put himself into scoring position. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2-2 tie ball game here in the bottom of the second inning. You're listening to Cody Cubs radio on KODI radio as well as mylocalradio.com. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Here from Green River, Wyoming. It's a beautiful setting. A little bit of wind right now, but the grass is green. The sky is blue.
The river is not green, though.
The river. what river flows through Green River? That ball gets back to the screen. Inside joke there. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jace Jarrett. But I don't know if there's any place that I'd rather be, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night here today.
That was a bender, and Jace was not happy with that call. He'll get called out on strikes. And Jace will be expecting that pitch to work for Schroeder from behind the plate.
Wilson with a good-looking pitch there now. But the other thing is, these Cody Cubs are so astute. They're watching all these pitches, and they're seeing, okay, Wilson's starting to throw this. I need to be ready for this.
2 outs now as Trey Thomason will step into the box for the Cubs. Thomason will nail it straightaway center. Not enough as Tucker Jackson underneath it, and that'll be out number 3. That'll end the second. We'll go to the top of the third. 2-2 tie ball game. We'll see the Mustangs up next here. KODI Radio as well as mylocalradio.com.
WattSmart is Rocky Mountain Power's energy efficiency program. WattSmart provides rebates to residential customers for energy efficiency upgrades made around the home. Devices and appliances that use electricity in your home can usually be made more efficient, and that can save you money and energy. When you decide to make upgrades, we have rebates available for you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
The perfect mix of different ingredients can create the most delicious creation. Successful people have the ability to bring many different individuals together who work, collaborate, show kindness, use problem-solving skills, and include each individual's talents and gifts to create new inventions, compose beautiful music, and find ways to make the world a better place. At Uintah County School District Number 1, we work together every day to promote student success. Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
On mylocalradio.com. What an absolute perfect timing that was. As my partner leads me perfect, I get the hot softball and the shot out of the park. 2-2 tie ball game. We'll go 9-1-2. A sweet spot of the lineup for these Mustangs. We'll see Matthew Newman as well as Jacob Bischoff and Carlos Rodriguez. So this is really in the top of the third inning where the Mustangs would like to be, as that top of the lineup does the most damage for the Mustangs. As we saw, again, Alex Hedges with the 2-run homer back in the first inning. Schroeder will get himself ready. He'll step onto the mound and put his left foot on the rubber. He likes to go from that stretch with nobody on, and he'll deliver. Strike one to Newman.
Real quick for Schroeder, we've got 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 runs. None of them were earned, 2 strikeouts.
Ball outside, 1-1.
How's one of those runs not earned when one of them was scored on a homer?
Is that what it? Well,
that's what Game Changer's saying, at least. But
that first one was an error, so that'll be driven to shortstop as Eli dives for it. It'll end up in left field. Carlson will quickly get it in. That was a shot there from Newman. That'll bring up the top of the lineup for the Mustangs. Their leadoff hitter, Jacob Bischoff, will step in the box with Carlos Rodriguez. Carlos Rodriguez might be one of the top 6 players in the state. And Tucker Jackson in that 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Mustangs. As good as there is, we'll see. Strike one called. No balls, 1 strike on Bischoff. Bischoff got on an error his first at bat.
Wow, great curveball.
Yes, it was. 0-2 down. Cubs outfield is playing pretty deep, which is wise, as one is the distance is pretty shallow, but 2, that wind has been carrying everything. Corners in for the Cubs as Dominic will hold runner on at first, Newman. And the ball got ahead of Jason. Jason will pick it back up.
Good patience there from Bischoff on an 0-2. It's easy to kind of put yourself in panic mode, but he lays off that one pretty easily.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Schroeder, the runner at first. Schroeder's got 12 pickoffs at first base. If he gets a chance for that pickoff, he's going. He is.
Oh, there's one.
Very dangerous, though. He has the left-handed, and he'll just kind of, he'll flick it. In some cases, not even moving his feet.
Well, with him being a lefty, he's facing that first base bag all the time, which you don't see that very often, especially in this league. A lot of the pitchers are righties.
2-2. Curveball, that bender doesn't hit its spot, but we've seen that pretty often in this tournament, that essentially eyeball to shoulder or chin to numbers, that short kind of curveball, been very popular, and normally it's been pretty forgiving. Umpires have been giving it to him. That was driven over to right field at the wall. Will Duke will haul it in and quickly fires it to Miles. And they'll get it back to Schroeder. So out number 1. That'll bring up Carlos Rodriguez. Carlos is the same kind of hitter that Jared is. Contact hitter, will drive the ball, mostly line drives, has power, but is very selective at the bat. His approach is as good as there is. This is a clean hitter. 0-1. Off the back a little bit over there is Newman. Newman doesn't want to take too much because, again, Schroeder will put it to you. Right field, that all the way to the fence. That'll bounce off. And a ground rule double that'll just put Newman to third. As Will wisely, as soon as bounce over, puts his hands up. And here we go again. Tucker Jackson now will step in the box for the Mustangs. This top of the order are tough outs and run producers for the Mustangs. 2-2 tie ball game. There's 1 out. Runners at second and third. Schroeder won't even check the runners. He's not interested in that. They'll go to Eli. Eli over to third, and in time for double play as Eli snags that ball out of a line drive, quickly positions himself, throws it over to Cannon to third, and out number 2. Double play for the Cubs, and that'll end the threat from the Mustangs. 2-2 as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Chance Bond, Elan, Olliff on KODI Radio as well as mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back.
Do you want to further your education? Are you thinking of attending college? You can start now here in Evanston. Western Evanston Outreach provides students with a low-cost alternative to leaving town. Western offers a variety of degrees including nursing, EAS, and our brand new cybersecurity. Also offering a variety of certificate programs that can be completed all right here in Evanston. Western Evanston Outreach, we are your local community college.
When participating in sports, there's always a lot to talk about performing at the top of your game. I'd like to expand on that and ask, how about performing at the top of your game in every part of your life? This is Dr. Todd Hoover with Hoover Chiropractic. I offer solutions to help improve all aspects of your game called life. Pain management, migraines, allergies, emotional release, nutritional supplements based on blood tests, and improved athletic performance. To help you perform at the top of your game every day, call today to schedule an appointment in Evanston or in Kemmer. Hoover Chiropractic, 307-789-0043.
Bottom of the third, still tie ball game as Trey Schroeder steps into the batter's box as Newman back out there for number 3. So we'll go back to James Bond.
Radio along with mylocalradio.com. Trey Schroeder, Lindsey Dominic Phillips, and Wyatt Carlson, the 3-4-5 lineup for the Cubs. Schroeder pops it up and out of play. Just please don't hit this canopy.
Ooh, very close. It hit about 3.5, 4 feet that way.
Yeah, I think that'll put a hole through the canopy and maybe into to my head. I don't need any more holes in my head. I got enough. 2-2 tie ball game as Wilson throws a ball to Schroeder. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out again in top. Oh, that was power high, hit hard and high. Underneath it is Walker, and that will be out number 1 as Schroeder got underneath that one, pops it straight up in the air. The wind does carry it, but not far enough to clear any of the fences, but that'll bring up Dominic Phillips now. Dom will play his college ball at Dawson College in Glendive, Montana, just east of Miles City. Swing and a miss, mighty swing by Phillips.
He wanted to break the tie with that.
0-1 as Wilson remains on the hill for the Mustangs. Ball low. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. White Carlson on deck. Will Duke is in the hole. It's Dominic. We'll see his third pitch. Let me foul tip back. 1-2. Dominic walks into the box again, toes on the line as he clears the space, and he'll see ball 2. 2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Dominic. We'll see the pitch from Wilson. That is driven high, but out of play. I'll bring that down. There's Rodriguez.
He about got there.
Works his way. I got this. I'm just cough. Sorry. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Dominic Phillips.
Yeah, he got a little bit under that one, and that's something we're seeing from Cody a little bit is they're kind of getting under the pitch a little bit, and it's going more up than out.
Right.
And I think that, I mean, obviously this is the team that knows how to hit home runs. They'll figure out how to get some barrels on the ball.
That'll be a full count now as Dominic will work it to 3-2. Patience by him. He is a hitter at heart and will go get something, but patience there. He'll go down and get that one. That'll be hit far, and I didn't see the catcher was in the way.
Oh, it was a single into right field.
Okay, there we go. As Dominic will get himself on the base with his first single of the game. That'll bring up Wyatt Carlson. Carlson again also an RBI generator for the Cubs. He also likes to, slang terms on it, hug the plate. But he'll put his toes right on that inside as Dominic. He'll lead off just to the cutout. Right field down the line. That'll be a fair ball and drops. And a single from Wyatt Carlson will send Dominic Phillips to third. No play there as Carlson right down the line will bring up Will Duke. Runners up first and third now for the Cubs. Carlson also with speed as the Cubs like to steal bags.
Yeah, they're active on the base paths, that's for sure.
Over 200 steals on the season for the Cubs as a team combined. So they do like to move and get them around as Coach White sets up what he wants. Again, with first and thirds, there's a lot of different things the Cubs like to do here with one out, wanting to try to get the run and break this tie ball game. Ball right at letter high for Will Duke, and that'll be strike one. Duke again checking Coach White. He'll step in the box, and he'll wait for his second offering from Wilson. Carlson's going to take off. They'll go back to Blake, but again, wise on that. You throw it over, and Dominic does not bite. Veteran super senior over there at third base for the Cubs. 0-2. As again, Duke is also capable of doing damage for the Cubs. Runners in scoring position, second and third. A single will score two. The ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
If you can get a strikeout here, if you're Wilson, that takes a lot of pressure off you. You know you can't get that run in on a sacrifice fly or anything like that. Just try to focus on this batter at the plate if you're Wilson.
We popped out into right field. That may be gone, and it is out of here. Will Duke from the 6th hole brings in 2-3 runs as the Cubs now crack this open. They'll go up 5-2 off the bat of Will Duke.
Yeah, just took a 1-2 pitch and kind of exactly what we saw from Lovell, just kind of put that thing up into the air, and the wind kind of took care of the rest.
And so Duke is the kind of kid he's now become, in the last 6 games, he's got 5 home runs, so he's hitting almost a home run a game. And you start looking again, we're talking about the bottom of the lineup. The Cubs at the beginning of the season, they're 1 through 5. The team was averaging 7 runs a game. Once the bottom of that lineup started hitting, they're now averaging over 12 runs a game. And they went on a 16-game win streak earlier this season because the bottom of the lineup, this part of it, started hitting and producing for them. The top had already always done that, but now the bottom's starting to do it. They become a pretty dangerous team as Eli will hit it over to Hedges. Hedges back over to first base, and they'll tag. Johnson pulls him off the bag, but wise play on there by Files to tag Eli and get the out.
Yeah, just a chopper hit right at the third baseman, Hedges. He does a good job gathering in, throws across the diamond. Throw takes Files off the bag a little bit, but he keeps his wits about him. Just says, you know what, I'll just tag him and make this easy on myself.
That'll bring up Cannon Phillips. Timeout called.
Sorry, with a name like Cannon Phillips, you better have a good home run call for him.
Actually, you know what? This sounds silly, but Cannon has not hit a home run yet this season.
No time like the present.
That's what I'm thinking. He is the brother of Dominic, so
it's coming.
It is coming.
It's in the family.
And Blake with the delivery. The ball outside. 0-1 now on Cannon Phillips. And out of the cannon.
There you go.
Chopper. That'll be foul ball down the third base line. And they'll get that ball in quickly as McAlmon hustles down to recover that ball. 1-1 count on Cannon Phillips. It's been fun watching him produce. I mean, he just finished his freshman year of high school, and as we were talking to Coach White in the beginning of training camp, one of the questions he kept saying, I don't know how to keep this kid off of the A team. I don't know how to keep him off the field, because they were thinking he was going to be a B player, and he's playing so well. His training camp has gone so well. I got to get him somewhere. And at the time, he didn't know exactly where he was going to put him. And he popped up a lot of room out there at first base, as Leif is going to bring that down for out number 3. And we'll finish that story on Cannon his next at bat. But the Cubs score 3 off of the Will Duke home run. We'll be right back here on KODI Radio, as well as mylocalradio.com.
Are you looking for a dental experience that's quicker, more precise, and more comfortable? Look no further. Welcome to Black's Fork Dental, where we bring you the latest in dental technology with our Trios 3D scanner. Our team can scan images of your teeth and gums in seconds, ensuring precise measurements and accurate results, allowing us to design personalized treatment plans tailored to your unique needs. Whether it's crowns, bridges, or clear correct treatments, we've got you covered. Right now, we're offering a 10% discount on any scan procedure. Schedule your appointment with Black's Fork Dental at blacksforkdental.com, where advanced technology meets compassionate care.
The best trips away from home always come when you know you're among friends. This is Coulter Patterson, General Manager at the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper, Wyoming. I invite you to stay with us every time you're here. We've got the absolute best staff. Lots of our team members have been working together for years, and we feel like we're a happy family. I guarantee you'll feel that when you come stay with us. We're always glad that you choose the Come On In, and we'll do everything to make your stay comfortable and relaxing. The Come On In Hotel and Suites is the best place to stay because we have the best staff in Casper. Come on in today.
With Elan Olliff, as we bring you the semifinal round of the West Conference Championships here in Legion A ball, the Cody Cubs and the Lovell Mustangs. It is an absolute pleasure to be able to simulcast these games on 2 networks, so we appreciate it, Elan, and those that are listening, we appreciate you also listening. It's here, Green River, Wyoming. Beautiful day. 5-2, the Cubs scoring 3 in the bottom of the 3rd inning, or the top of the 4th. We'll go with Alex Hedges, who's done damage. Also, the 2 runs he is responsible for. We've got Leif Files on deck and Cash Westmer in the hole. First pitch there for Leif was a ball?
Alex, a ball.
Alex ball, excuse me.
Or sorry, strike.
Strike, that's a ball.
That's a ball.
1-1. So we're looking at the game changer. We're looking at the scoreboard, and
I'm doing the best I can to try to keep up here. It's been a long day.
Yeah. I know you're your third. Over to third, backhand on that is Cannon, but I'll be out of play. I'll tell you this, Cannon, to finish the Cannon story a little bit, is that at the beginning of the season, third base was something that he hadn't played a whole lot. He struggled a little bit from time to time. He now is outstanding at third base, and almost call them fire eaters over there at third base, and he has become one of those.
Well, and he's a freshman, so he's the guy that they're going to be building around for a while.
And we'll bring it in, and strike 3 got Schroeder coming back, gets his revenge with a strikeout of Alex Hedges. That'll bring up Leif Files. Outstanding pitcher. I'm actually a little kind of surprised that Lovell did not throw him here.
That might be one of those let's see what we need tomorrow type situations.
Right. Schroeder with the curve. He'll get it called in for a strike. Nice look on that as that looped all the way around the world almost.
If I'm not mistaken, and I could totally be wrong here, I think Leif hit a homer at last year's district tournament.
Fastball, strike 2 as Schroeder rears back and fires. Schroeder has been proving himself to being one of the top players in the state of Wyoming. He hits over 400. His ERA is just over 1. Strikeouts, he's at 115 strikeouts on the season. Just an outstanding ball player for the Cody Cubs. Matches up very well with a young man that plays just across the county. I'll leave that to your imagination.
Uh-huh.
Ball outside. 0-2.
I mean, I'm getting giddy thinking about the potential matchups in a state. If both of these two teams get through the state tournament and these are the last two standing, I'm just getting giddy thinking about what could be coming.
Look at the ball 3. So 3-0. Actually, what is that count?
2-2.
2-2. All right. I'm just kidding. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Guys, he's just testing me to make sure I'm paying attention.
Schroeder will look down, needing a strikeout here, wanting a strikeout here. He'll look over his shoulder. He'll bring it. Fastball, strike 3. That was humming. I think I heard the laces screaming.
Mm-hmm. He's settling in. I mean, he has retired quite a few. He gave up the 1 homer, but ever since then, he has just been on cruise control and just mowing down guys. I mean, there's a reason why he's a 1A, 1B pitcher in the entire 1A.
Strike called, and he's got 4 strikeouts to this point. We've seen him as many. He had a 15 strikeout game, an 11 strikeout game, multiple double-digit strikeout games. And, and that is popped.
Whoa.
That is deep, and that sounds hard, but Thomason right at the fence will haul it in for out number 3. That sounded like that was going to hit Rock Springs. We'll be right back here on KODI Radio, simulcast on mylocalradio.com.
Established in 1984, T7 Propane provides you with quick and affordable service. Rely on T7's services to bring warmth and comfort to your home or business. T7 Propane delivers everywhere from the Fort Bridger area throughout Bear Lake Valley. Schedule your delivery today at T7propane.com. T7 Propane for all your propane needs.
The very best place to stay when you visit Evanston, Wyoming is the Best Western Dunmar Inn. This amazing hotel is located on 10 beautiful acres and offers clean, comfortable rooms with amazing beds, a fitness center, an outdoor pool, open in the summer, and a wonderful on-site restaurant that provides a complimentary breakfast with every stay, all at an affordable rate. Whenever your travels bring you to Evanston, Wyoming, make all your room reservations at the Best Western Dunmar Inn, 1601 Harrison Drive.
Welcome back, KODI Radio. We're also simulcast on mylocalradio.com. We certainly do appreciate you listening to Chance Bond along with Elan Olliff as we are at the West District's semifinal round. The winner of this will face Powell. The loser, fresh my memory on that, Elan. You've got this down.
Yeah, so it's good. The loser will play tomorrow at 10 a.m. against Riverton, and a winner goes to state and the third place game. The loser, their season will come to an end tomorrow morning here in Green River.
So that's what's at stake right now, ladies and gentlemen. Cubs lead 5-2.
What's crazy is that it's pretty much official that 3 of the top 4 teams are going to come from the Northwest.
Right.
Because there's only 2 Southwest teams remaining, and they play each other tomorrow in a loser out, winner goes to state matchup at 1 o'clock.
As it should be. Did I say that out loud? Miles Bailey. We'll go 9-1-2 Bailey. And we'll see, again, Jarrett and Thomason. Miles Bailey, the lone junior on this team, absolutely. He's got a brother that's coming up also, Townsend Bailey. So we'll have a middle infield that Miles can play both second and short. Swing and a miss. Actually, it's a foul tip they'll call there, and the count is 0-2. 1-2. There you go. I like that. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bailey. Ball 2. We'll go 2 balls, 2 strikes on Miles Bailey, the second baseman for the Cubs. Jace Jarrett on deck with Trey Thomason in the hole. Cubs about to turn over their lineup.
Oh.
Strike 3 called, and Bailey is not happy with that call. He felt like it was about shoulder blade high. Umpire behind the plate did not see it that way, calls him and rings him up for out number 1. We'll start out now with Jace Jarrett, followed by Trey Thomason. Should those two reach Trey Schroeder in the hole. Jarrett scored a single, struck out his last at bat. Going to be a ball high and outside. 1-0. Jarrett again, a contact hitter will put the ball in play, and then after that relies on his speed to do the rest. 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge to have a leadoff hitter. That's part of, I don't know, just part of some state record 4x100 relay.
Ball outside. He had a heck of a season football-wise. He hadn't played in a couple years. Coach McFadden says Jace is an incredible athlete. Took him out, and this is a great story that Jace had told me. Took him out onto the field. He said, I think he could be a wide receiver because he wanted his speed. Jace's like, I've never been a wide receiver in his life. He'd been a quarterback through junior high or middle school. And Coach McFadden got him on a jugs machine and threw him balls for hours and hours and hours, day after day after day, until he got comfortable enough to be able to catch the football. And it was a contributor to the Bronx making it to the state championship, and also an outstanding basketball team. Actually beat Green River by himself. He had 8 3-pointers. So just an exceptional athlete that the Cubs and the Bronx will miss as he graduated this year.
Looks like we're going to the bullpen.
Yep, and it grabbed his coach. Jameson is going to bring in a new pitcher. Jace Jarrett will end up at first on a walk. We're going to take the break. A minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes on this as the new pitcher for the Mustangs warms up. We'll be right back here on KODI Radio, simulcast on mylocalradio.com.
Farming requires working with the right equipment. At Covelo Auto Farm Service, you will find the right size tractor, tractor accessories, cattle chutes, and calf corrals for all your farming needs. Covelos has all your auto needs as well. From fluids to belts to protection for your hands, they've got you covered. Covelos also offers a service center for your truck and tractors in one convenient location. Covelos is your one-stop farm and auto shop. Stop in and see them today at 80 Reese Road. Covelos Auto Farm Service.
Freeway Tire offers a nationwide service protection plan that covers service parts and labor on select systems, keeping your vehicle on the road. Plus, it includes coverage for towing, lockout service, flat tire changing, fuel, oil, and water delivery service, and jump starts. Knowing that your vehicle is covered at over 50,000 dealer locations nationwide provides that peace of mind wherever you are. Get the details. Visit Freeway Tire and ask about the service protection plan. Freeway Tire, 217 Bear River Drive, Evanston.
In the past, when you needed a crown, it took multiple appointments and a mouthful of goop to create a mold of your teeth. Those days are gone. Bear River Dental has equipment that gets your crown done in one appointment.
So this is the scanner for our same-day crowns, and as you can see, we go through, we scan it, and then we're able to design exactly what your crown's going to look like, and then we send that to the mill, and it's going to cut it out. It's going to look just like it's shown on the screen.
The same-day crown machine builds your new crown for a perfect fit. Same-day crowns are one of the many services offered at Bear River Dental in Evanston. Call today to schedule an appointment.
Well, we apologize, Moss Orthodontist, as we got to come back a little quicker as Carlos Rodriguez is ready. We'll get the infield set up for the Mustangs here shortly. 1 out, Trey Thomason now into the box for the Cubs.
Caught him on the elbow.
Got him, yep. And that'll advance. Hit by pitch. And Rodriguez has answered the question.
Thomason is very, very happy he's wearing one of those elbow guards because where that hit him, that would have hurt. That would have been a stinger.
A little funny bone kind of action there.
I would have dropped, and you could have come back here next season and found me in the same spot probably.
So Kyle Wilson will come into the game, and he'll play first base. They'll move Leif Files to third, and then Alex Hedges will move from third to shortstop as Carlos Rodriguez comes into pitch. Move all low. I'll bring up Trey Schroeder. His last at bat, he hit it right down the right field line, but high in the air. I mean, that was a ball that was now driven into center field with Jace touching third. He'll hold him up as Bo wants to not giveaway out. He'll hold Jace at third. It'll load the bases for the Cubs, bringing up Dom. Dominic Phillips. And I'm already smiling from ear to ear right now. This kid is will wreak some havoc here, and I guarantee you he's all about trying to get this job done here. That'll be ball outside from Carlos Rodriguez.
Well, Rodriguez has got to be careful. I mean, you don't want to give him anything to drive, but you can't walk him either. There's nowhere to put him.
There's nowhere, right? 5-2, but, here's the thing on that, and I'll tell you, this is a different, strange philosophy. Jason's not going to go as Wasmer hustles back down and gets that pass ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the deal in some of these cases, though. A hitter like Dominic Phillips, you're talking about your cleanup hitter. Would you rather, in some cases, give up 1 run than possibly 4? I don't know. Dominic Phillips. And he'll drive. Almost gets Jace. Nice work out there by Leif Files as he's falling away. That ball goes, stabs at it and gets in his glove as Dominic looks like he wanted to do a Bo Jackson on the bat.
Lined it right to Leif. He camped out perfectly, makes the grab. I can tell you what, Leif Files has got to be one of the most underrated players
I think
on
so
this side
too.
of the state.
Absolutely. Well, he was 3 weeks ago. He was Wild Prep's Player of the Week. So
yeah. Still think he's underrated.
I do. Wyatt, shortstop. Hedges is going to take it himself and step on to second as Carlos Rodriguez gets himself out of a tight spot. You got to give a tip of the hat there as the Cubs lead 5-2. We're going to go to the top of the 5th inning here on KODI Radio along with simulcast on mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back.
Great signage is an important component to any successful business. It lets your customers know they have arrived at your doors, and it's a constant advertisement of who you are. When you install LED signage, you're taking it one step further. The ability to create color messages that move is an attention grabber. Plus, you can change the message whenever you would like. Make your business stand out with an LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign, providing service, installation, and maintenance on all signage. Rocky Mountain Sign, licensed in Wyoming and Utah. Call today for a quote, 307-789-5202.
Defensive Lovell keeps this a 3-run ball game in no short part to the pitching of Carlos Rodriguez and the defensive play of Leif Files over at third base, as it is 5-2 going into the top of the 5th inning here at the semifinal. The 2024 Single A West District Tournament winner will punch their ticket to state, as we'll go back to Chance Bond.
mylocalradio.com. I like the way you do that, just like slide it in perfectly. We're also simulcast on KODI Radio. We'll go with the 7, 8, and 9 in the spot. Owen Walker. We'll have Kyle Wilson and Matthew Newman for the Mustangs as they're at the bottom of their lineup. Trey Schroeder remains on the hill for these Cubs. Changes as we're feel like we're getting deeper and deeper into this as we're at the 5th inning, top of the 5th. And this Lovell Mustang team is scrappy. I'll tell you, you get bases loaded with 1 out, and to be able to get out of that bottom of the 4th inning without letting the Cubs score defensively, they have really done themselves some honor.
Schroeder with 49 pitches through 4 innings pitched.
So he's still in pretty good shape.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of life in that battery.
Again, not that it matters because, I mean, you've already got him to the point where he's not going to be available tomorrow. And if you win this game, you're playing next Saturday.
Right.
That's what this is all about.
That's what this is about, right. So Schroeder will face Owen Walker. Ball low as Owen Walker, a heck of a basketball player as well for the Lovell Bulldogs. Schroeder will deliver. That's popped up. Second base, Miles Bailey underneath it, and out number 1 as Miles hauls it in for the Cubs. That'll bring up now Kyle Wilson, who came in for essentially the batting order spot for Blake Wilson. Kyle is playing first base, and that is also a tall human being as well.
Yeah, there's something in the water over in Lovell.
They play in state championship football games. Their basketball team ain't shabby. The wrestling team isn't shabby. They got some athletes over there in Lovell.
So we got some updates from the Single A East series going on. Gillette beats Douglas 7-4 in their game 1. Their game 2 happening right now. Sheridan and Cheyenne split, so there will be a winner-take-all tomorrow. And the Casper Drillers sweep the Laramie Rangers.
I saw that coming. I did not see Gillette being able to go even with Sheridan. I really felt like Dominic's going to get to it right at the dugout for out number 1.
Cheyenne going even with Sheridan?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. But, yes, Cheyenne's had a rough season, but they are that post-6 club and unit. So I really saw the Jets going, in fact, maybe doing some damage at state as well, but they may not even make it. As they play the best of 3 over there on the East. They do not play a tournament.
They're going to play a winner-take-all tomorrow morning to find out who's going to go. But we do know Casper will for sure be the number 1 seed in the East after their sweep over Laramie.
Then we got Matthew Newman, left fielder for the Mustangs with 2 outs. Schroeder, an efficient inning so far. As we talked about, he started with 47. He's right now at 54 pitches. Make that 55. Strike called. So we can get a 10-pitch inning out of Schroeder. That'll get him. Ball called as it looked like that might have gone off the toe of Jace Jarrett.
The only other series that we don't have any reports from Wild Preps is Wheatland and Torrington, and I got that a game changer. Final score, game 1, Torrington 5, Wheatland 3.
We popped up behind us as the sun is being nice, glaring right back. Lights are on here in Green River. We're at the 8 o'clock spot, and again, Wyoming here. It doesn't get dark until 10. Ball outside. We'll see a full count now on Newman. 3 balls, 2 strikes. If Newman would get on with 2 outs, we'll go to the top of the lineup for the Mustangs. Bishop is on deck, followed by Rodriguez. Schroeder's going to want to get this out here with a full count. 2 outs. Delivery, and that ball is low for ball 4. And that'll bring up Bischoff, who scored the run. The 2 runs that Lovell scored, he was on base when Alex Hedges hit his home run. These spots here, as you're trying to get to the latter innings, you start turning over your lineup more and more often. Even if little damage is done, you're still in the core of your hitters right now for the Mustangs, where they want to be, and that was called ball 1. Schroeder, he'll look over at first. Newman, again, he already had Newman once over at first. He'll look over, but he'll go home for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on the batter, Jacob Bischoff, with 2 outs. Cubs lead 5-2 here in the top of the 5th inning. This game is trucking along only an hour in. 1 hour and started a little early, so an hour and 15 minutes in. Timeout call.
Yep.
One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. 3-man umpire crew. We've had that all day today. I wonder if they'll move to 4 tomorrow. Cover all the bags in the championships. Schroeder brings it. They'll go a little high. 2-1, 2 balls, 1 strike. On the batter, Bishop. Newman at first base. Modest leadoff over there as he's well inside the cutout. Schroeder will bring it. It'll be a little low. They'll go 3-1. 2 outs. He's at 64 pitches now, but sort of work himself out of this as he throws a strike there and fouled off behind us is Bischoff. We'll see another pitch. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Shorter would certainly like to get the out here with Newman over at first. 5-2, Cubs lead. That'll go into right field. Duke's going to have to hustle over to it. He gets in time as he catches it on the run for out number 3. So no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on. Chance Bond on KODI Radio. Elan, Olliff on mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back here.
Precision, the quality, condition, or fact of being exact and accurate.
Precision is important. Scoring the next point, making the perfect shot, getting the best score. And when you think of your dentist, you want precision to be the first word that comes to mind. That's why patients are so pleased with Dr. McKay Frankum. He provides precision family dentistry at reasonable prices to every patient. Dr. McKay Frankum, call today for an appointment.
Call Dr. McKay Frankum at 789-8910.
It's living up to the hype as we go to the bottom of the 5th. The Cody Cubs lead 5-2. Lovell trying to work their way back, but first they'll have to navigate this tough Cody offense as we'll go back to Chance Bond on KODI.
Welcome back, whether you're listening on KODI Radio or watching on mylocalradio.com. We certainly do appreciate you here. 96.7 FM, 1400 AM, KODIRadio.com. We'll go for the Cubs, Will Duke, Eli Johnston, and Cannon Phillip. As Duke, the hero so far with a 3-run homer, feels like it was way back, but it wasn't. It was only in the 3rd inning. As we are now at the bottom of the 5th, Rodriguez still on the hill for the Mustangs. We ball low to Will Duke. You know, one of the things that I appreciate about Will is his approach to everything is basically see ball, hit ball. There's no really getting complicated about what he does. Even when he plays, is just see ball, hit ball, go after ball. He doesn't he's not too hard on himself that he also can't have fun. 1-1 count. Ball high. 2-1. Wind still cutting through here. Not as much as it was, but still at a pretty decent pace. The flags are flying from home plate to center field, so everything is away. We thought we'd see a lot more of a launch pad out here today, but we've been getting them high. And a 3-1 hit, Will Duke. Another hit deep, right in the alley between center field and left field. Will Duke doing himself a service. The leadoff hit on. I'm going to bring up Eli Johnston.
That was the definition of that C-ball, hit ball you were talking about. He didn't try to launch it. He didn't try to do too much with it. He just took the pitch that was presented to him and found a gap.
So Duke has speed, has stolen bases, but not necessarily a base-stealing threat as Johnson will square around to bunt. That'll be foul for strike 1. Cubs trying to just generate and get some distance in here with a 3-run lead. It don't make me feel like that's safe. And Coach White is installing a little bit of small ball here and having Eli bunt. We'll see if he squares around again as Carlos will look over at first base to Will Duke. He'll call that bunt off. And they'll see ball 1. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. Will Duke at first. On deck is Cannon Phillips. In the hole is Miles Bailey. As Johnston waits for the delivery from Rodriguez. He'll square the bunt again. Nice laid down there over to third. Won't be able to get ahead. And Eli Johnston with some speed. He'll end up safe.
Wow.
And the single bunts. Nice work on that as Leaf comes up, fields it, looks over at second, and then goes to first.
He thought he might have a play at second, so he kind of stopped his momentum. If he just goes with the kind of the natural play, which is get it over to first, they probably get him. But you can't blame the guy. He looks over, do I have a play at second? No, and then gets it over. I mean, it's still a really close play at first. I mean, he's got a cannon over there at third. There's no doubt about it.
So Eli Johnson played point guard for the Bronx this year basketball team, and secretly has speed, leads the team in stolen bases. Strike called on Cannon Phillips. Again, Cannon is a pure baseball player. Just like his brother played football, but Cannon is just a pure baseball player. Young, and another bunt as the Cubs are going to continue the small ball.
Yeah, that bunt's off the table now because he was 0-2. Can't give up a strikeout via the foul ball on the bunt here.
And Bo gives him the hit away sign. He may have missed that sign first off to begin with because I don't think Bo would give it to him with a strike. So that happens. Driven. Nice hit on that as Phillips does his part. They're going to go ahead and try to get Will home, and he gets there. No play at the plate. Will Duke scores from second base off of the Cannon Phillips single. Again, he is hitting over 600 with runners in scoring position, and he'll pay some dividends there. Now the Cubs have extended to that 4-run lead, and it's a little more comfortable because a swing of the bat will not beat you.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll bring up the number 9 hole hitter, Miles Bailey. Runners at first and third. Wasmer will go out and give his signal and his call for that first and thirds. Cannon on first. Modest leadoff just inside the cutout. Rodriguez will take a look at him, and he'll deliver to the plate. Ball high. Eli Johnson. Now, Johnson is interesting at third base. These are some of the things that we've seen Coach White do with Johnson on first. There was he'll squeeze him, he'll bring him in, he'll get him about halfway to force a throw to get second to get over. With no outs, there's no telling what Coach White would be willing to do to get his runners around. And he'll use the speed of Eli to kind of throw a little bit of confusion in there. Over first base is Cannon Phillips. Brings the plate, strike called.
One thing that you got to be careful about is if you're Lovell here, if they take off for second, let them have it, because if you're going to throw them at second, they're going to send that runner at third.
They will absolutely send him. Eli's got a ton of speed over there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The bender from Rodriguez, and Bailey will foul it off, and he'll live to fight another day. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. 6-2 Cubs with a 4-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cannon Phillips at first. Eli Johnson at third. I don't expect Cannon to stay there much longer. We popped up right field. Enough room to get over there as Owen Walker slides. Can't quite get to it. He covered over there about 40 yards, though.
I was about to say, when he slid, that ball dropped right off the tip of his glove. He did not miss it by much.
Count remain the same. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Runners at first and third. Rodriguez will check over at Cannon. He'll come to the plate. Strike 3 called, and that's been a strike. That's been a strike all game long, right there, chest high. And Bailey strikes out there. They'll be out number 1, and that is the top of the lineup, Jace Jarrett, with runners at first and third. The Cubs ready to have poised for an inning with a lot of scoring here as Jace will see ball 1.
Yeah, they've got a chance to really put up a crooked number and create some separation. Up by 4. I mean, as you mentioned, swinging back can't beat you, but they can really blow this thing up.
Ball 2, 2-0 on Jace Jarrett. Jace scored the first run of the game. Since then, he's walked, been on base 2 of the 3 times, struck out once, but it 3-0. He holds Johnson over at third.
Keep your eye on Phillips on Cannon over at first. I mean, he's probably going to be – he might be going here pretty quick.
Strike called. 3-0. 3-1, excuse me, as Jace will see the first strike of his at-bat. Cannon right at the cutout with a 3-1 count on Jace Jarrett. Ball 4, and that'll load the bases with Trey Thomason coming in bat. Thomason also capable of power.
Yeah.
And Coach Jamison will come out. And I'm going to guess a pitching change here. 29 pitches for Rodriguez.
Yeah, I think he's going to want to have as big a stable as he can. No, Rodriguez still has the ball in his hand.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, they've got Jackson available for tomorrow because of the expert way they managed that yesterday. And if this score holds up, you're playing for your season tomorrow, and no better option to have on the bump if you are Lovell. And then you also have Leif Files, who you haven't deployed either.
He has not pitched at all, so he can start Leif Files tomorrow. Whether they win or lose here, Leif Files will be available.
There's some type of change going on. I don't know if it's a pitching change. As Leif just went into left field.
You know, they bring Newman in from left field. So maybe Newman here that we see as Jamison will.
Yep.
That'll be it. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back here. We're KODI Radio simulcast on mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back.
Explore Logan, Utah. We've got so much awesomeness, I don't know where to begin. Your hotel is only 10 minutes from the gorgeous National Forest for hiking and biking, birdwatching, and wildflower spying. Logan is Utah's heart of the arts with more than 253 live professional performances this summer and free concerts every weekday. Catch the Gardeners Market and tons of festivals and fun. Head to Logan. You won't break the bank on less than a tank. ExploreLogan.com.
The crew of Rocky Mountain Yeti have found themselves searching the wilderness for the elusive Yeti, traveling through the rugged terrain in one of their premium rides found at Rocky Mountain Yeti. Coming up to a clearing, the crew finally gets a glimpse of what they've been searching for, the great Yeti deal from Rocky Mountain Yeti. Visit today and see why legends are driven. 100 Wasatch and 130 North 3rd Street, Evanston.
Bottom of the 5th inning, and the new pitcher for Lovell is Newman.
KODI Radio, also being simulcast on mylocalradio.com. Chance Bond along with Elan Olliff. As pitching chain comes in, they'll bring in Newman from left field. Files will go from third base to left field. Hedges will go from shortstop back to third, and Carlos Rodriguez will take his natural position at shortstop. 6-2, Cub lead. They lead by 4. There's 1 out. Trey Thomason about ready to step into the box. Bases loaded. Jace Jarrett at first. Cannon Phillips at second. Eli Johnson at third. As the wind is continues to pick up. Sun setting in the background.
Chance, if they can bring in 2 of these runs on one swing, you can start talking about potentially getting out of here
a little early.
Yeah, potentially.
As Trey Thomason steps in the box again, another young man that's capable of going yard. He'll pop it up, but that'll be out of play. And he'll see another pitch. Strike 1. There is speed all over this field right now for the Cubs. We'll see what Coach White tries to do with that speed, as he's not also above laying down a bunt here. That just basically kind of squeak out some runs one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be ball 1. 1-1 count on Thomason.
Kind of a death by 1,000 cuts type approach.
He's not about. I mean, I've seen the Cubs this season score many kind of ways. Some that are created that I had not seen. We beat Powell on a suicide squeeze, believe it or not. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases loaded. Thomason in the box. Newman, ball high.
Dangerous pitch coming up here for Newman. Nowhere to put him.
3-1 count. This is definitely a hitter's count, and if you give him something to groove, he will crank it. If you, again, walk him, there's nowhere to go. He'll continue to have loaded bases, and he'll walk him. And that'll score Eli from third. Bases remain loaded. You're getting now to the sweet spot of the Cubs lineup as Trey Schroeder will step into the box with Dominic Phillips on deck. Dominic would love nothing more than a redemption at bat.
With bases loaded.
With bases loaded. Cubs lead by 5, 7-2. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. There's 1 out, and there is major terrible for Newman as Schroeder, the left-handed batter, will see ball 1. In the first 5 pitches from Newman, he's thrown 1 strike. He'll need to get a few across, but he inherited a really bad spot for this young man. Ball high. And almost nicked Schroeder.
That'd been a costly hit, Batman.
2-1. No, sorry, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Newman in the full windup with the bases loaded. Lovell in. All be popped up into left field. Underneath it, Carlos is going to get to it. And again, that ball looked like it was going further than it is. It's deceptively. That bluff in the behind this is. I'm going to blame it on anything I can. Yes, I just have not been tracking the ball deep, but that'll bring up Dominic Phillips with the bases loaded, 2 outs. This young man, and I know him, talk to him all the time. He relishes moments like this. And he will live for moments like this.
Nice breaking ball there by Newman to get that first strike against Phillips.
2 outs, Phillips in the box. He's got 1 strike. Ball low, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases loaded. Dominic Phillips, your batter. And the Cubs, that is deep, that is far, that is dominated by Dominic Phillips as he hits his 4th grand slam of the season. Dominic Phillips answers.
And just like that, this is a 9-run game in the bottom of the 5th.
Dominic trots in Dominic fashion. I love that kid. And that ball was gone from the crack of the bat. Dominic will get congratulations to all his players. And the helmet slaps. And the Cubs take an 11-2 lead. We'll start talking now.
Yeah, now if you're Lovell, you can't allow anymore. You got to get out of this inning right here, right now if you want to extend this game. And then you got to put up runs in the next inning.
That'll bring up Wyatt Carlson. Again, Carlson also capable of going yard. Bender there that Newman tried to get to spot. Doesn't find its location.
A winning run at the plate now for Cody.
Brings it again, pops up. And that is facts right there, ladies and gentlemen, that Elan's spewing. The Cubs score another run. That will end this ball game in the semifinal round. Both Powell and Cody would have 10-run ruled their opponents. Ball outside. 2-1. Will Duke on deck. He's already hit a bomb today. Should Carlson reach. 2 balls, 1 strike. Newman. The full windup with the delivery. Ball outside, 3-1. Again, this might be the toughest spot for a pitcher to get in. Batters count, 3 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs. Carlson Want an opportunity to do some damage. He'll swing, pops up. That'll be out of play, but there's a lot of yard there. And that will get out behind the Mustang dugout. Counter will be full, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 11-2 ball game at the bottom of the 5th inning. Wyatt Carlson represents the winning run. Shall he reach? Will Duke on deck. Ball 4. And again, the Cubs will bat around as Will Duke led this inning off. He scored a run. 10th batter in the half inning for the Cubs. He'll check over to Coach White.
As I'll say, I want to see how aggressive they get with this, if they're going to try to steal or what here.
Carlson he can scoot too, so the he may have gotten the signal, but there's only a couple guys on this team that have a red light. Most of them are green, Carlson being one of them. That ball back to the screen, and Eli will give Blue a hand. Two to 11, bottom of the 5th inning as the sun begins to set in the darkness. Comes across.
It's cooling off a little bit, too.
Yeah, it is. And the lights are on. Strike called. That's been a strike all day right there for the umpire behind the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first.
It's been a tight zone, but he's called it fair.
Yeah.
Like it's
I'll agree.
Very consistent.
All agrees. Newman will check over to first. The bender goes outside and high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces on the board for Will Duke. Carlson at first. And look for him to in the bender again. That will be a little high. That'll load the count again. 19 pitches for Newman since he's come in. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 11-2. Cubs with the lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Carlson at first. He'll take off from there with a bases loaded. He'll turn around and come back, as that's always a all-go count anyway. Yep. 2 outs.
Yeah, especially if he can drive one into the outfield. If he's already on his way to second, you may score him from first, depending on the speed over at first, which it looks like they've got speed at first.
Cubs with 2 home runs this game. Will Duke with 1 of them. He'll like to get another one here and end the ball game. We strike 3. And that'll end the bottom of the 5th inning in that the Cubs score 6 runs, making an 11-2 game. Chance Bond along with Elan, Olliff. KODI Radio simulcast on mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back.
Explore Logan, Utah. We've got so much awesomeness, I don't know where to begin. Your hotel is only 10 minutes from the gorgeous National Forest for hiking and biking, birdwatching, and wildflower spying. Logan is Utah's heart of the arts, with more than 253 live professional performances this summer and free concerts every weekday. Catch the Garters Market and tons of festivals and fun. Head to Logan. You won't break the bank on less than a tank. ExploreLogan.com.
The crew of Rocky Mountain Yeti have found themselves searching the wilderness for the elusive Yeti, traveling through the rugged terrain in one of their premium rides found at Rocky Mountain Yeti. Coming up to a clearing, the crew finally gets a glimpse of what they've been searching for, the great Yeti deal from Rocky Mountain Yeti. Visit today and see why legends are driven. 100 Wasatch and 130 North 3rd Street, Evanston.
On KODI Radio, simulcast on mylocalradio.com. The Mustangs are at really the heart of their lineup, 2, 3, 4. We'll see Carlos Rodriguez as well as Tucker Jackson and Alex Hedges. Hedges has a home run today, too, so The Mustangs might be down, but they're certainly not out. Schroeder remains on the hill for the Cubs. And the left-handed pitcher will bring a high leg kick, nice curveball. Oh, my goodness. I haven't seen that one all day long. If that's another pitch that he has in his arsenal, some people are in some major terrible. Schroeder again will check his wrist, gets his number. He'll bring his leg kick up and go down the right field line. Will try to hustle over to it, but that'll be out of play. As Will just covered about 60 yards out there. Long, strike two. No balls, 2 strikes on Rodriguez. Rodriguez will step into the box. This is another contact hitter. He just gets on and gets over one of the at least top 10 players in the state of Wyoming. There's a curveball that goes outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rodriguez at bat. Jackson on deck. Hedges in the hole. He'll go right back to Trey. Eli to first base. Eli gets it right behind the second base bag and plants his feet and throws Rodriguez out at first base. 1 out. Top of the 6th inning. Cubs lead 11-2. They just need to plate 1 run. Stop Lovell here. And again, the Mustangs in a spot where the heart of their lineup. I don't know, Tucker Jackson. Ball 1. Strike 1. I was just kidding. I was just checking. Schroeder. He'll look down to Jace. He'll bring it. Curveball again. That's that same curveball that we saw earlier, and that is nasty.
If he's going to start locating that at this point in the game, you want to talk about an outrage.
No, that we just saw that recently, and it is hitting now. 0-2 now on Tucker Jackson. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Jace held on to it. It'll be out number 2. That'll bring up Hedges. Alex Hedges responsible for the 2 runs that the Mustangs have this game. They hit a 2-run homer in the top of the 1st. And Schroeder now, he looks like he's getting stronger at 73 pitches. Brings it again. Bender now. Looks a little higher this time, but he's going to that more often now, Elan.
Yeah, and it's been effective. I mean, if it's working, then keep going there. I mean, him, Brock Johnson, all those guys have that kind of breaking put-away pitch that just keeps guys guessing.
That'll be shallow. Miles will call everybody off, and he'll bring it in for out number 2 as he falls away. But out number 3, excuse me, that'll end the inning. As Miles looked like he kind of, that ball took it with him, but able to keep it. We'll go to the top of the 7th inning. Cody Cup Baseball on KODI Radio, simulcast on mylocalradio.com. We'll be right back.
The strategic plan for Una County School District Number 4 states, through collaboration with the entire learning community, our mission is to instill problem-solving skills in our students that will translate to a rapidly changing global environment. We work to accomplish this by constantly improving student achievement, improving student academic and behavioral skills with a district that operates efficiently and effectively. Uinta County School District Number 4, excellence in teaching, opportunity through learning.
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
Welcome back, KODI Radio, along with my localradio.com. Chance Bond along with Elan Olliff as the Cubs with an opportunity here to kind of end this ball game, Elan.
Not just kind of. They got an opportunity to end the ball game. They're up by 9, and they got some deadly weapons in this lineup due up as well.
7, 8, and 9 in this lineup. Elan Johnson, Cannon Phillips, and Miles Bailey. We ball high to Eli.
Well, either way, they either have a chance to end it here or end it in the next half inning, as they are the home team.
Right. So we can save ourselves a little bit of time here, or we want to play a little more baseball. It depends on what we want to do.
How many more pitches do you want Trey Schroeder to throw?
Newman remains on the hill for the Mustangs. Be a 2-0 count. 2-1. There you go. We're just guessing. I'm looking at the scoreboard. 3-1. This is could in a lot of cases the deadliest count in baseball for the pitcher. Mm-hmm. The hitter gets to kind of look at what he wants. He's trying to avoid the walk, but stay away out of the zone of the batter. That'll be foul ball. Back behind the Mustang dugout. Full count on Eli Johnson. Again, Johnson also with power in his arsenal. Newman brings the pitch. And that'll be a swing and a miss for strike 3 as Eli Johnson battles. But goes down with a strikeout. They'll bring up Cannon Phillips. Again, Phillips said it many times, and I feel like in those situations, I feel like Joe Buck in the Nationals-Astros World Series, every time that Juan Soto would get up to bat, he's only 21 years old. But I'll say this again with Cannon Phillips, he's only 15.
And he's 1 for 3 in the game today, so he's already collected a hit. He's been active on the base paths.
0-1. Ball low, 1-1. Miles Bailey on deck. Should he reach as well, will be at the top of the lineup for the Cubs. Chase Jarrett in the hole. Ball high. 2-1. You look at a kid who's 15 again, just finished his freshman year in high school, going into sophomore year, and understanding baseball. Once he starts maturing into this game, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. 3-1 count is Newman will see his second 3-1 count.
He's the future weapon they're going to build around. The fact that he's here already, he is the future weapon they're going to build around.
Ball 4, and that'll walk Cannon Phillips. He gets caught up in his gear, coming undone, and Bailey has his hand out. I'll get it for you. Trey Thomason comes out of the dugout as what is that? An ankle, an elbow. He's got all kinds.
And then give me my sliding glove while you're
right,
at it.
Right, exactly. That'll bring up Miles Bailey. Bailey, rough day for him, but he normally will find a way to get on base. That outside little high pitch that's been called a strike today has really given Bailey some trouble, but he'll look ball 1.
Winning run on for Cody.
With 1 out, it'll be curious to see strike called. 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Cannon Phillips at first. Newman on the hill for the Mustangs. He'll look over at Cannon. Cannon with a modest leadoff. He'll go just outside the cutout. Ball low. 2-1 now on Bailey. Jace Jarrett on deck with 1 out. Cubs flipping over their lineup. Should Jace reach or get up to the plate, it'll be his 6th at bat this game. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bailey needing to protect here as he's been running up looking twice, and that ball will pass, and Bossmeyer will not be able to get to it in time. And that'll advance Cannon to second. Full count now on Bailey.
And now you're at the point where anything in the outfield is probably going to win this game for Cody.
Newman checks over at Cannon at second. And Miles Bailey, after getting 2 strikeouts looking, well, getting ball 4. And that'll be runners at first and second. Jace Jarrett up to bat. He scored twice. Jace, again, contact hitter with an opportunity to win this ball game for the Cody Cubs.
Wassmer just ran up to the mound and had a quick talk with him.
Thomason on deck. Trey Schroeder in the hole for the Cubs. Wind starting to pick up again. Jace also with pop in his arsenal. Ball high and outside. 1 out. Runners at first and second. The Cubs starting to string together the fence to get. They need 1 run to end this ball game. He's represented at second base of Cannon Phillips.
Oh, and hits him bases loaded.
Loads the bases with the off the elbow. And that'll bring up Trey Thomason with an opportunity to win this game for the Cubs.
Well, nobody down.
Oh, there's 1 out.
Or sorry, 1 down. A lot of things to play with. A walk wins this game.
Right.
There's so many things in there.
Right. A pass ball could win this game.
There's so many things that is in the playbook for Cody to end this right here.
Thomason also capable of bunting. There's a suicide squeeze on this. Ball high. 1 ball, no strikes. As the Cubs 1 run away from getting a 10-run rule win over the Lovell Mustangs. Ball outside, 2-0. Bases loaded. There's nowhere for Newman to put Thomason. Newman with the delivery. That ball is hit deep.
That's it.
That will end this ball game as he went
center field.
Yep. Drops it in there. Thomason wins this ball game with the RBI. Bases loaded. The Cubs just became mighty in the later innings, and Schroeder was getting hotter. Cubs with the win, and we'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll break this game down here on KODI Radio, simulcast on mylocalradio.com.
At Y-Hi, we are with you is more than just 3 simple words. It encompasses the principles we live by to serve our members and local communities. So if you're looking to keep your banking relationships local with a partner who will always be there for you, look to us. We're Y-Hi. We're Wyoming. We're with you. Visit yhi.org to learn how you can be a part of something bigger today.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cashback for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in the industrial construction and support services since 1982. We have the crews and equipment for hydro excavation, dirt and equipment hauling, as well as produced and potable water hauling. We also offer septic tank cleaning services, portable toilets, and roll-off dumpster rentals for facility shutdowns, on location or for your next outdoor event. Call us today to discuss how we can help with your next project. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
And we welcome you back to the Union broadcast booth here at Stratton Myers Ballpark in Green River. Your final score on the Heritage Auto of Evanston scoreboard. It is Cody 12, Lovell 2. The Cody Cubs did it on the back of a great pitching performance by Trey Schroeder. 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs. None of them earned, 1 walk to 5 strikeouts. Dominic Phillips, 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 5 RBIs, including a grand slam. Also a home run by Duke. For the Mustangs, their only runs comes on a 2-run shot by Alex Edges back in the first inning. As now it set things up pretty simply. Cody will play Powell tomorrow at 4 for the district championship. Winner of that game will be the number 1 seed at the state tournament next week in Powell. Lovell will play Riverton in a winner goes to state and moves on to the 3rd place game to play for the 3rd seed. The loser, their season will come to an end tomorrow in Green River. That game scheduled at 10 o'clock. So here's the game schedule. Riverton versus Lovell at 10 a.m. Evanston versus Green River at 1 p.m. Powell versus Cody at 4 p.m. And then our 3rd place game featuring the 2 winners of our first 2 games at 7 p.m. Our play of the game is going to go to Dominic Phillips with his grand slam that put Cody on the verge of winning this. So a big play by him, a big home run hit in the 5th inning. And our player of the game goes to Trey Schroeder. Again, 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, none earned, 1 walk and 5 strikeouts in the win. That is going to do it for not only this game, but day 2 of the 2024 Single A West District Tournament live on mylocalradio.com. A big thank you to Chance Bond for giving us the play-by-play. And we will see you guys tomorrow morning, 9:45 a.m. for pregame, 10 o'clock first pitch, Lovell versus Riverton. Winner moves on to the state tournament in Powell next week. The loser, their season will come to an end tomorrow morning. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the morning.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC. Thank you for joining us for this sports presentation on mylocalradio.com.